Hello everyone from Universal. We are back again, and you know what that means. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights update. There have been a bunch of new props that have been added to the scare zones all throughout the park. Some food booths have popped up as well, and today is actually the official opening day of Minion Land, even though it's been open for a little while now. So we'll check some of that out along with all of the Halloween Horror Nights progress. So let's head inside Universal Studios. And before we head inside the park, I did stop in the Universal Studios store to see if they had any VillainCon merchandise that's dated for today. And the closest thing I'm seeing is this grand opening 2023 t-shirt. So nothing that says August 11th, but they do have this one that has the opening year. And as we are making our way towards the front entrance of Universal, we could already see some lighting has been added to the little hub area out here. Now Universal is like going crazy with the lighting packages this year. There's so many lights in the park. Now we have lights outside of the park, and then just in front of the Universal Globe you have another tower with some lights. So the first scare zone when you walk into the park is Dr. Oddfellow's Collection of Horror. And when we were here last time, the trussing was up, but they've added some more elements to it, including this little bridge walkway on top of the trussing structure. So we're probably gonna have some scare actors on top of there, you know, walking around, scaring you from above. They have some lights hanging from here as well, but those are the biggest changes for this particular area right when you first walk in. There's some of the professional lighting that was added to the truss work over here. You have massive speakers over here as well, so it's gonna be rocking when you first get into HHN. Now I was gonna start by going towards New York, but something caught my eye just over here in the Dark Zodiac scare zone outside of the Universe store. There's a new structure that has popped up over here, and something tells me that this is where Dr. Oddfellow is gonna be located during the event itself. You can see they have some staging over here. There's a wheel, it's like some wagon of sorts. A lot of detail work on the actual structure itself. There's a bat up on the top in the middle. And yeah, my guess is either Oddfellow himself is gonna be out here on the stage, or obviously some scare actors are gonna be here because they do have a platform for them. I'm so excited. We are 3 weeks away from today. See, they have some old school trunks to use as steps for the scare actors to get up on the stage, and even the wheel spokes over here look like spider webs. And I love the colors of this. Everything's like black and maroon and purple. I also want to call out that the Universe store is still open. It looks like the entrance is completely blocked, but you can go around on the other side of these barricades to get into the store. So we are over in Beverly Hills. This is going to be the Dark Zodiac scare zone, and just look at the rooftops. There are lights everywhere. Can't wait to see what this looks like at night. Now the last time we were here, there were no props out over here in Dark Zodiac, but that has changed. They have a whole bunch. They have a little section over here, and then another section on the other side. Look at the symbol right there. It's crying blood. Of course, there's a sign out, pardon our dust. We're preparing for Halloween Horror Nights. This is really cool. I'm not really sure like what this is gonna be, or if like some of these things are gonna be taken off of the stage and like spread throughout the scare zone itself, because it looks like kind of crammed over there, but like I said, 3 weeks away and we'll find out. And over here in front of Williams of Hollywood, which is the exit to the Jurassic Park tribute store, there are some more props and staging that is propped up over here. You can see there's a platform with some steps for the scare actors to climb up on. Then you have some more iron-looking props. If you've always wondered how they make the noises when they scare you, that's called a trigger pedal, and the scare actor steps on that when they are ready to perform the scare, and the lights will go off and the sounds will come out of these speakers right over here. But everything is controlled by those pedals on the floor. We got some characters. There's Alex from Madagascar, and then Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse is out over there as well. So just next to the Starbucks, one of the HHN food booths has popped up. And now this was here last year with the exact same theming and coloring. And as you can see, the menus have not been posted yet, but once they do, they'll appear over here in this little window. Probably looking at only a few more days until the menus are out, because the tasting event started yesterday. So we're heading now into my most anticipated scare zone. It actually used to be Vamp 69, but as I'm seeing this come to life, I think this has overtaken it. Jungle of Doom looks amazing. They've added so much to it. Let's go see. Now, Jungle of Doom is the scare zone that's going to be taking place in Central Park. And this looks absolutely amazing. The last time we were here, the structure was here, like the staging and everything was here. But they added all of the vines and the moss work and all the different plant life around this little stage over here. It looks so good. Wow, see, they've added all these vines and moss alongside of the railing over here. And then they have this little, what kind of looks like a teepee, but not exactly a teepee. This is where a scare actor is going to be popping out of. They'll just rip through the middle of that and pop out and scare you right when you first walk in. But this is cool to see. It's always fun to come out here and kind of watch these scare zones get built from pretty much the ground up. It's just amazing. You have some more props over here, some barrels with some netting, some wooden boxes, some more plant life. And as we look at this scare zone kind of as a whole, it is perfect for over here because it blends in so well with just the natural trees. Like, it's hard to tell what was added here for the scare zone versus what is normally here. And then it just kind of bleeds into this area over by the NBC Media Center, which is always, you know, full of trees and all different plant life. So everything just kind of like gels together, and it really makes it look like a jungle. You have some more props over here with some palm trees sticking out of them. And then look at this, there is a crashed airplane that's just over there on the side. Here's a closer look at the backside of that airplane. The only thing we can kind of see on it right now is these words that say Airways. But look how cool this is. And then they, of course, added all the different shrubbery and greens. Like, just a big shout out to the team that actually comes out here and puts all this stuff in, because they're like the unsung heroes of Horror Nights. As we're getting a little bit deeper into the jungle of doom, there's some more props. Here's a canteen over here. Then there's just like some more boxes with some netting on them, some like potato sacks or sandbags. And there's a lot of places here where scare actors could easily hide behind and pop out. Like, you have this right over here. There's another one over there. There's these wooden boxes. Just a lot of places to hide. And then over in front of the media center, there's like a little campsite that they've set up over here. Maybe they would like roast a pig or something along those lines. You have a couple of stumps that they're using for seats. And then there's like a little canopy over here where someone could, you know, take a nice little nap underneath. You could see their bag hanging over the side. So I wonder if we're actually going to get scare actors on the other side of the fence. Who knows? I mean, I don't want to say probably or probably not. You never know what Universal could do, but they have this set up as like a themed area, so maybe somebody will be in there. Hanging above you as you're walking through the scare zone, there's a freaking bat right there, and that thing is huge. I'm zoomed in like all the way. That's just to give you the size of the bat. That's tremendous. And then check this out. They have a giant spider over here that's sitting on top of this little pillar. It's covered with spider webs. So we're gonna see all different types of like creatures and insects over here. Of course, you got some spiders. There's the bat that's hanging up right over there, and who knows what else is gonna be in the jungle of Dune. And there's another spider that's over here in this tree. Look at him. Oh my gosh, that is one huge spider. It's kind of like a blink and you'll miss it because it's hidden behind one of these giant stone structures, but he's all covered in webs too. And I've only been here for maybe 25 minutes so far, and I am already absolutely dripping. It is Real Feel 102 out here, so if you're coming to the parks anytime soon, make sure you have like a refillable water bottle or something to bring with you because it is hot as heck. And for the first time in forever, there's no more construction walls over in Springfield outside of the Simpsons ride. The ride vehicle's back, freshly painted. Looks pretty good. Now over in San Francisco, they've had this giant trussing for a little while now right next to Salty's Sketches, and what this is rumored to be is a Peacock themed bar. So my guess is this might be like some sort of a step and repeat as you walk in. Maybe like they'll have like all the different Peacock shows and movies that are horror related, and then this whole area is expected to be a Peacock themed bar, and there's supposed to be a very special guest who's going to be meeting and greeting over here. Now, if you remember from a couple of years ago, Tom Hanks was on Saturday Night Live, and he brought to life a character that became kind of like a cult classic, and that's David S. Pumpkins. And David S. Pumpkins is rumored to be coming over here to this Peacock Bar. Again, nothing officially confirmed by Universal yet, but yeah, the word on the street is that David S. Pumpkins is going to be meeting over here, and that is going to be awesome. Like, imagine getting a photo with David S. Pumpkins all dressed up for Halloween Horror Nights. Maybe we'll have those two skeletons with him too. I don't know. Should be cool. There's a lot more trussing back here than there normally is. There's normally like a few pieces, and then this area underneath here turns into a walk-up bar, but they're doing a lot more setup work over here. So seems like this is where the Peacock Bar is going to be. And about that heat, it is really, really hot. Like, I know I just said that. This neck fan is normally super good, and I feel like on a day like today, it's almost kind of like useless, but it gives you some sort of a breeze. But I did want to say, if you bring your own refillable water bottle, you can fill it up at any of the Coke Freestyle stations, or if you want to get cups of water from any of the quick service booths, they all have water. So make sure you stop like every 15-20 minutes and have a cup of water, because you're gonna sweat like crazy. I'm literally dripping through this shirt. Over in San Francisco, this is where Shipyard 32 Horrors Unhinged is gonna be, and they have added a couple of new props since the last time we were out here. There's some more lighting and speakers that have been added as well, so let's go take a look. So last time we were here, we saw these boxes, and they have that door where a scare actor can go in and out of. Behind those, they added some like ironwork, some kind of rusted pieces over here to the truss to make it look a little bit more like it is from a shipyard. And then they added these like cement barriers, also with some rusted, kind of like ladders, but they're not ladders. It's just like, you know, rusted iron over here to give it more of like a shipyard feel. And this is gonna be good. They added these like crate looking things over here. Now, some of this is actually wood, and then some of it is mesh where a scare actor can pop in and out of. If we look over here, this is all wood, right? And now if we come around to the other side, this is not. You can kind of like see through it a little bit. If you look like right over there, you can kind of see through the quote unquote wood over here, and a scare actor is going to be inside of here, and then they'll just be able to push the sides open and pop out and scare you. Now this scare zone is set in the 1940s, and it's going to be home to a bunch of creatures and oddities that Dr. Oddfellow has captured throughout the years. So we might see some creatures from HHN past over here in this scare zone. Of course, there'll be some new ones, I'd imagine, but you never know what you're going to see over here. You might see some creatures from other houses or other scare zones from HHN many, many moons ago. And speaking of creatures from years ago, some of them will be locked up in cages like this. Now this is, you know, solid metal right here. They're not gonna be able to pop out. Might be able to stick a hand or something through, but you can bet there will be at least one or two creatures inside of cages like this. Right across from the entrance to Fast and the Furious, we found the Chucky food booths. This is gonna be the Good Guys food booth. You can see "Wanna Play" on the bottom. Obviously there's Chucky's slogan. This looks pretty much identical to the one that was here last year. Again, I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it looks similar enough. And our last scare zone to check out is going to be Vamp 69 over here in New York. You can see that they have the Summer Music Fest 1969 banners over here on the light poles. There's one over there. There's a green one right over here outside of the arcade. These are still here covered up in green, so we don't know exactly what these are going to be just yet. And there has been a big prop that's been added in front of Revenge of the Mummy. They have this painted out big school bus that's over here. Like, it's a full-size school bus with all the 1960s like hippie style colors and artwork. They completely redid this bus to fit the theming of the scare zone. You can see there's a couple of, you know, cracks, or what's supposed to be cracks. Now that looks a little different, so I wonder if that's going to be like a screen or a projection of some sort as compared to the rest of the windows. But the colors on this are so fun. There's hearts, pinks and purples and whites. Looks awesome. Over here by like where the driver's seat would be, we do have a speaker that faces the Mummy gift shop over here. So I wonder if there'll be like scare actors kind of floating around on this side, since the speaker is facing this way. And passing by the giant stage that is across from where the tribute store is going to be, also over here in New York for Vamp 69, and not seeing a whole lot new. Looks exactly the same as it did before. Over here by this truss tower of lighting, there is a motorcycle that's over here, and they've added all these different color lights. Over here you can see the orange, the red, the blue, the film that's over the actual light itself. So this is going to be really, really cool. 1960s themed, almost like a Woodstock type of comparison. It's going to be awesome. And next to the stage, we have even more motorcycles. There's 3 motorcycles just hanging out right here. I'm assuming they're going to remain stationary. I can't imagine people riding motorcycles around during the event with all the people walking around, but imagine. Now, of course, The Last of Us will be having a house at this year's event. There will also be Last of Us themed food, as you can see by these food booths over here. Already got some theming on the top, some plant work. We have that symbol right over the place where you order from. Again, just like all the other ones, no menus out just yet, but if you look up the Taste of Terror dining experience, you can get a sense of what the menus are going to be like. It's like there's one booth over here, and then there's another one right next to it, and it looks really cool. Really, really cool. I'm excited for the Last of Us house. I think it's going to be one of the best houses of the year. I'm standing directly in front of the Transformers bar now. If we turn around, we can see this red and yellow food booth over here. This is going to be Surfer Boy Pizza, and this is going to be the Stranger Things food booth. They have, I believe, 2 different styles of like French bread pizza that's coming to the event. But yeah, how cool is this? We all knew once they announced Stranger Things 4 that Surfer Boy was going to be a part of this somehow. And then this one is right next to the Surfer Boy Pizza booth, and it is really, really cool. You can see the claws down there. This is the Yeti food booth. And I think they have like a couple of different poutines. I might not be 100% on that. Again, I didn't really study the menu just yet because it just came out yesterday. But this looks awesome. Again, another well-themed looking food booth. And we are just finding food booths galore today. Over here in front of the Music Plaza stage, we found this one. Again, not sure what the theming is, can't exactly tell just yet. We're still waiting for the sign to go in. And like I mentioned at the top of the video, today is the official opening day of VillainCon Minion Blast, as well as the rest of Minion Land, which was soft open for the last few weeks. And it looks like right now it is a 40-minute standby wait. We did ride VillainCon one more time before we headed out for the day, and it was cool because now it links to your Universal app, and your scores, if you finish in like the top 30 for the day, you end up on the leaderboard. So that's pretty neat. We definitely didn't wait 40 minutes either. It was like, I don't know, a 20-minute wait at the most. But again, it's a fun ride. It's officially open now, so it's no longer in technical rehearsal. There's no more annual pass holder previews. So if you're coming here to the parks anytime from today forward, you'll just be able to walk right in without any problem. So that's gonna do it for our visit out here to Universal Studios to check out the progress on the Halloween Horror Nights scare zones. A lot has changed in the last probably week and a half or 2 weeks since I was here. Jungle of Doom looks amazing. It's pretty much finished. At least it looks like it's pretty much finished. Dark Zodiac is still a little bit empty, but as the days go on, it's gonna fill up. We're exactly 3 weeks away from the start of Halloween Horror Nights. So the creative team's gonna be going like balls to the wall, full speed ahead over the next couple weeks to make sure everything is in tip-top shape and ready to go for opening night on September 1st. But hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me today for this quick little HHN update video. If you did, make sure you give it a nice big thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on all of our future Halloween Horror Nights videos to come. And with that being said, we'll see you guys real soon.